Now, there's examples, again, thank you, Tom, for the examples in your first book, about how unions have not been all that democratic at certain times. But as a whole, labor unions at least have a democratic structure, unlike a lot of progressive organizations that have no democratic accountability. When you have democratic accountability, it strengthens your organization because it makes people feel a sense of ownership. And lesson 3, direct action and movement building. So, progressives right now drive most of their funding into partisan electoral operations. What money goes to outside groups who are partisan first and electoral focused. And I love some of these groups. I work with some of these groups. But the problem is that most of these institutions are organized around parties and politicians and see the Democratic Party as an end rather than a means. If we just get Democrats elected, they'll do the right thing. That's the thesis. Progressives have to get back to driving resources and funding into on-the-ground organizing and accountability, and what should be up here also is progressive media. The connective tissue of a movement that actually makes sure things actually change. Activism, we have to remember, is not just elections, it's also direct action and community organizing. Here's just a couple of examples of what direct action means. It means taking matters into our own hands, not only focusing on elections, protest, shareholder democracy, union organizing in your workplace. And this may be the most important part, is organizing must be around issues, not around politicians. In my book, I have a whole chapter about the anti-war uprising and how the anti-war uprising, at least strategically in Washington, has been organized around using the war as a weapon against Republicans, as opposed to using Republicans and Democrats to end the war. They are organized around the party, not around the issue. And successful movements like this kind of architecture, is organized around the issue and is willing to put pressure on both parties. So that is my presentation. I hope it didn't run too long. I tried to shorten it as much as possible. And thank you for listening, and we'll go to the panel now, and then we'll do some questions.